That makes $4,620. Okay, I'll pay that with my credit card. Hello beautiful people and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Laura and I'm a finance coach and entrepreneur living in Bali, and on this channel we explore the tools and strategies that help us to level up to live happier and richer lives. Today we talk about credit cards. We will explore on how to use credit cards like the rich, but not only like the rich, also like the smart, because let's face it, not everybody who has tons of money is smart. But before we get into it, make sure to hit the subscribe button because I have tons of amazing content coming your way. Also, a quick side note here, this video is for entertainment purposes only and is not individual financial advice. You can use credit card in two ways, either to your advantage or to your disadvantage. Credit cards can have lots of benefits if you use them the right way. That means you actually need to act responsible and only spend money with your credit card that you are quite sure you have until the credit card bill is due. Let me be crystal clear here. Credit card companies are not your friends. Their goal is to make money with you. And how do they do that? They trick you into just paying back minimums and charging super high amounts of interest. So if you only pay your minimums each and every month, the credit card bill you will have to pay back will grow and grow and grow, and they will charge tons of interest on it. So let's get into the tips on how to not fall into this trap and use the credit card in a smart way. Number one, you can use it to build up your credit score. I know this might sound a bit boring, but let's be honest. If you want to be an independent, badass woman, you need to have a good credit score. If you want to be able to invest in real estate, what do you need? A good credit score. So this is actually really important. So how can you get there? If you use your credit card, you actually are getting a credit each and every month that you need to pay back by the end of the month or whenever the bill is due. So every time you're using that credit and pay it back in time, you're showing that you're a responsible woman and can deal with money in a wise way. You're demonstrating that you are trustworthy. Ideally, you don't use the full limit that you have. Just use a fraction of your actual limit each and every month and pay it back on time, the full amount, and your credit score will absolutely improve. Number two, use it to pay for your travel. We all love traveling, don't we? I mean, at least I do. And since Corona and COVID and this whole pandemic hit, travel plans have come a bit short for most of us. So when you're ready to book your next vacation, pay it with your credit card. But maybe not in a way that you think. I'm not talking about the Maldives, a yacht in Saint-Tropez, or anything super crazy that you actually can't afford and just pay it with your credit card because YOLO? No, I mean pay with your credit card the vacation you actually planned and that you actually can afford. Why should you do that? Well, if you pay with your credit card, usually there are tons of insurances included, and should anything go wrong with the airline, with your hotel, with your booking, you are usually insured, and the credit card company will help you to handle the situation. And even though you might have some surcharges when you use the credit card to pay for the booking, it's usually worth it. Also, when you book a hotel or rent a car, you usually need a credit card because most of the times they do book a deposit on it. Let's stay with the vacation feeling and stay abroad, and let's get to tip number three, which is to use it to pay for purchases abroad. A credit card is usually the simplest and easiest and securest method to take money with you and pay abroad. Imagine you would travel to Southeast Asia, let's say to Thailand, and have, I don't know, $5,000 in your pocket. I think that wouldn't feel super safe. You would constantly be worrying about your money and like having it somewhere close to you and always like, freaking out, and that doesn't sound like a relaxing, stress-free vacation to me. Whereas your credit card is just small and quite uncomplicated. And in case you should lose it or it should be stolen, you can always block it so you don't lose any money. There are sure some surcharges when you use the credit card abroad with most of the cards, but actually, let's face it, they are worth it because I wouldn't want to be carrying that amount of cash with me all time. Tip number 4, get some cash back. Many credit cards have tons of rewards or even cash back that you can benefit from. It actually can be very lucrative. For example, if you have an American Express card and pay most of your expenses with that card, that can be super lucrative. For example, if you have an American Express card and pay all your stuff with it, have tons of expenses, you earn a lot of rewards. With these rewards, you could upgrade your flight, get a little first class, business class for free. I mean, who wouldn't want that? I would be up for that. And if you don't like to travel and don't like to upgrade your flights, you could also just pay it out in cash. So it really makes sense to compare the reward systems of credit cards and see what is the best for your personal needs. I will link some of the most popular credit cards in the description box down below. Tip number 5, use it to complement your budget. If you are financially responsible, at least financially, you'll have a budgeter, you track your expenses, and are making smart choices with your money. You can use the credit card to complement your budget to pay for all the things you're paying for anyways. So if you go out to buy your groceries, pay it with your credit card. If you have any kind of other bills, pay it with your credit card, and you can reap the benefits from the rewards, which we already discussed. Could be upgrades to first class or business class, or maybe some free hotel nights. And tip number 6, pay off high lump sums. If you have higher amounts of money that you need to pay off, for example, because you're taking a yearly membership instead of a monthly membership, because usually it ends up being a lot cheaper, you could use your credit card for that. But only if you really make sure that you have the amount of money it takes at the end of the month, or at least at the end of the cycle when your bill is due. Your credit card can be a great tool here to give you some more time to come up with the money and actually pay for the yearly thing, because in the long term, it's a lot cheaper. I do want to put out a warning here. Always pay off your credit cards and don't accumulate any credit card debt. Even though these companies make it so easy for you, don't fall into that trap. I came up with some not to-dos that I want to share with you. So number 1, don't use it to withdraw cash. It is absolutely unnecessary, and usually, depending on your card, this can be really expensive. Except for most of the cards, when you're abroad, then it's usually a good option. But this again really depends on the credit card that you personally use. Number 2, don't use it to pay off any other debt you might have. Credit cards usually have very high interest rates. Even though it might be tempting for you to pay off other debt, really don't do it, because you will just end up making more debt with higher interest rates, which we really don't want. And number 3, if you have any credit card debt at the moment, pay it off as soon as possible. Pay off the full amount of the credit card each and every month. You can even go ahead and automate it so you don't have to worry about it. If you can't do that for whatever reason, make sure you're not only paying the minimum, pay at least double the minimum or as much as you can. Because if you only pay the minimum, that's how the credit card companies catch you. Because the amount that you will have to pay back will just increase each and every month, and the interest will make it even higher, and it will just go up and up and up and up. So pay off as much as you can. If you're just getting started with your finances and getting your financial life together, this should be your number 1 priority, because credit card debts usually have the highest amount of interest. And once you got that settled, you can tackle all the other things. To be extra cautious, make sure you have double the amount available that you spend. Now I'm curious, do you have a credit card? How do you use your credit card? Do you have any horror stories? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video and you haven't yet, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe because it really supports my channel. All right, I'm out. See you in the next video. Support your girl, subscribe, but also as like this is the one.